In this video, we'll be learning about migrations in Laravel. Migrations are used to create a table or alter them, modify them, etc. So this makes it easier for you to work with the project. So let's say if you are having a large project and multiple people are working on the same project. So having migrations makes it easier to alter the table or add a new thing to the table, etc. So you simply can share the migrations and it will work. So running a migration is also easier. Let's say you are moving this project to a new device and you want to set it up. You can simply run the migrations by using the command. So let's see how we can do that. So first of all, you can see here, this is our project directory, and inside that we are having database. So let's close this. Okay. And here inside the database, we can see migrations. And inside that we are having some default migrations created. So user table. So this will create a user table with these fields. So you can see this is the column name, and this is the ID. This will automatically be primary key and auto increment. And this is email and it is set to unique. We'll be seeing what this is. So after that you can see next one is verified that is a timestamp. So you can set the data type also, your string, timestamp, and there is text, etc. So you can set the data type also. And if you look inside the migrations class, you can see we are having two methods, that is up and down. Okay. In the down method, we'll be dropping a table or deleting something. So you can write the logic here depending on the situation. And on the up method, we'll be creating, altering all those things. So let's see how we can create a new migration. So you don't have to worry about these four migrations. So these are created by default by Laravel. So these will be used for authentication, etc. So we'll get to that on later part. So let's create a new migration. So open the terminal. In order to create a new migration, we are having the command php artisan make migration and then the name of the migration. So here we have written the command php artisan make migration, then the name of the migration, create products. So we are going to create the table products and hit enter. So you can see that the migration is created on the folder database migrations, and the file name is the date, and you can see the file name that we given. Okay, so let's go to the file. Inside the migrations folder, we can see the file create products. Okay, open that. So here you can see that we are having the up and the down, and by default it is having drop if exists. That means if the table products already exists in the database, it will delete that table and create the new one. So we'll be seeing different commands that will execute down and the up. So we'll be seeing that right now. So let's add few columns to our table. So you can see in order to create a table, we are having schema. We are calling the method create, and inside that we are passing the table name, and then this is a callback function. And inside that we will be getting blueprint of the table. Inside that we are going to specify the column. So the first one will be ID. So we can create a new column by $table, and then let's say we are going to create a string. Then we can give the name of the column, let's say product name. So the next one we can add something like a slug. So $table, and let's keep it to string. And we have to keep the slug unique. So let's specify it as unique. So there are things like unique, nullable, and all those things. Maybe you can set a default value also, default, and then you can specify the value. So right now we are going to set it as unique. We'll be seeing this in detail when we are creating projects. So a slug is simply something unique that we will be using to identify, and we'll be using that in the URL also. Let's say we are going to display some products like a mobile phone, etc. inside a e-commerce app. So we can use the slug in the path of the URL. So that's what in short a slug is. So next we can add something like a price dollar table. Let's make it a double and give the name price. Okay, so let's try running this table. So we are having a product name and we are having the ID, and this will be auto increment and also primary key. So we are having a table with ID, product name, and slug, which is unique, and price. Then we are having timestamps. So if you go inside this timestamp, we can see that we are having created at and updated at. So this will store the current time when we are going to insert a value. So let's say we are going to insert a product, and the created at will register the current time and updated at also. Okay. So in Laravel, we are having timestamps and also timestamp. So if you are specifying timestamp, you manually have to specify the column name, something like, okay, date, something like that. Okay. And you have to specify dollar table of timestamps. This is required. Okay. This is required for every table. Otherwise, it will show an error. Okay. So Laravel by default needs this. So created at and updated at are required when you are creating a table in Laravel. Now we can try running the migration. So before running the migration, we have to connect our project with a database. So inside the .env, we can see on the root folder, we are having .env. Open that. And we are going to use MySQL. So you can see here, database connection, DB connection, and it is set to MySQL. You don't have to change the host because you are going to use localhost right now. Don't change the port also. And we have to change the database name and username and password according to the details. So let's open SAMP. So we are inside the SAMP dashboard. Let's start Apache and also MySQL. And we can run the PHP myadmin. So you can simply click on this admin here. So this opens the PHP myadmin. Now we can create a new database. Simply click on new and let's create a database. So let's give the name of the app. So the project name is my demo app. So let's give that for now and click on create. And that's it. You don't have to do anything else. Simply create a database and we can go back to our IDE. So when you're inside the IDE, we can see the database name is my demo app. So you have to change, if you are changing the database name, you have to change it here also. Okay. By default, SAMP is having a username and password, that is root, and password is empty. So you don't have to do anything here. Okay. If you are using SAMP, you don't have to do anything here. So if you are using anything else, you can change the username and password accordingly. Okay. So now we have filled the details that are required to connect to a database. So let's close the env file. And now we can try running the migrations. So if you go to the migration folder, we are having 5 migration files. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And the one we created is this one. That is products table. So let's try running it. Open the terminal. And we can type the command to run the migrations. So that is php artisan migrate. PHP artisan migrate and hit enter. So now you can see the migrations has run. So the first one is created, second one is created, 3, 4 and 5. So let's go to the database and refresh our page. So now when we refresh the page, you can see we are inside the database my demo app. We are having few tables. So earlier we didn't create any tables. So after running the migrations, we can see the tables. So you can see the table products. This is the one that we created. And it is having, if you go to the structures, you can see ID, and that is primary key. And it is of type begin of 20. And you can see it is auto increment. Then we are having the product name slug, which is unique. You can see this denotes unique. And this golden key means primary key. That's all. And then we can see the price, which is double, date, which is timestamp, and it is having a default that is current time. And then we can see created it and updated it. But when we are inserting a value, the Laravel will automatically insert these values, created it and updated it. Okay. And so that's it. And then we can go to the migrations table. So we are having a table that is migrations. So earlier, if you check the migrations folder, so if you come here and check the migrations folder, you can see that there is no table named migrations here. So the table migrations is created by Laravel to maintain the record of migrations that we are doing. And that's it. So that's automatically created by Laravel and we don't have to worry about it. And then we can see failed jobs. This is also created by Laravel. So you don't have to worry about that also. And then we can see users table. So hope you remember inside the migrations folder, we saw these tables, that is users, personal access token, password reset token, and failed jobs. So these are created by Laravel by default. And then you can see the table that we created. Okay. So this migrations table will keep track of things that we do, the migrations that we do. So right now we have done one and you can see all these migrations. So it will keep numbers. So when we are going to roll back, so let's say we want to go one step back, or let's say two step back, we can do that. So if you create a new table after this, we can delete it by rolling back one step, etc. We will see that right now. So let's go to the IDE, and here we can create one more migration table. So let's create one more one, and that is PHP artisan make migration. Let's create something, let's say test. So this is for simply for testing, and hit enter, and it is created. So here we can see migration, and now we can we don't have to add anything extra. We are having ID and the timestamps. That's enough. So let's run this migration. So we are going to run the command php artisan migrate. Now when we run this command, it will only migrate one table. So let's see that. See, one table is run. Okay, this one single file is running. So let's go to our database and check it, and we can refresh this page. See, now we are having the create test also here. And if you go to the tables, we are having the table also. Hope you understand. Now we are going to delete this by rolling back one step. In order to roll back one step, we can write the command php artisan, and we can use migrate colon rollback. So you have to give the correct spelling, migrate colon, and we can use rollback, and then we can give hyphen hyphen, and then we can specify the step, and then give the number of steps that you want to roll back. So you can put one, so it will roll back one step backwards. Okay, so if you simply don't put this, it will only roll back one step back. So if you are having more than one step, you can use it like hyphen hyphen step and give the number of steps, maybe like 2, 3. Right now we are only having 2 steps. If you put 2, all the table will be deleted. So let's keep it to 1 and run this. So you can see we have rollback and it is removing this one only. And let's refresh the page and see. Let's refresh this page, and you can see the test table is removed from here. And if you go to the migrations, you can see that one, the table for create test is also removed from the migrations. Let's go to the IDE and let's create that table once more. And now we can try running the migration once more. So you can run php artisan migrate, and it will migrate the previous one, that is this one. Okay, we just roll back one step, so we can migrate it once more. Okay, and if you refresh the page, it will be added. So let's refresh the page, and you can see the test table is added. So now we can use the rollback once more. So let's type php artisan rollback. So previously we run using these steps also. So right now we are going to use like this. Okay, we are not going to specify these steps. Hit enter. See, now it roll back one step backwards. So hope you understand that. So the next thing that we are going to see is how to migrate a specific file. So let's see, we want to migrate only this file. So right now we already migrated all these files. Okay, so we can try migrating this file. So we are going to migrate only this file. So for that we can use the command php artisan migrate hyphen hyphen give the path path equal to, and then we have to specify the path to the file. So we have to start from the database folder and then specify the migrations folder and then the file name. So let's copy the path in VS Code. You can copy the path, I guess. So I'm using PHP Storm. So let's copy the path here and this one. We have to copy this one. And let's paste the path here. Okay, so this is the path. Database / migrations / then the file name. So hope you understand that. And we can hit enter. See, now the migration is done only for this particular file. So we can do the migration like that also for specific file like this. So now let's try inserting some values. So let's go to the database and here we can refresh and see we're having the test one here. So let's add a product from here. So let's insert some value. So test value. Okay, test hyphen value. And let's give some random value here. And we can set it something. Okay. And click on go. So now we inserted one value to this table. Now we are going to run another command, that is php artisan migrate, and we can use the command refresh and you can hit enter. Now you can see the migration happen for all the files here. Okay, so let's try refreshing the table and let's see what happened. So this was our table before we run the migration refresh, migrate refresh. Okay, before we running the migrate refresh, this was our table. We had one value. So let's refresh this page. Now we are having no values. So hope you understand. If you are using migrate refresh, it will clear all the values and create the migration just like we created the first one. Okay, it will be a fresh migration. Okay, so we are going to see one more command, that is php artisan reset. Okay, let's type reset and let's hit enter. And you can see all the migrations happened here. And let's go to the database and refresh. So if you refresh the page, you can see we are only having one table, that is migrations, and all the other tables are not migrated. So if you're using reset, it will delete all the tables and it will only be having this migrations table. So hope you understand that. Let's try migrating once more. php artisan migrate and hit enter. Now all the tables are created once more. If you refresh this, you can see we are having the tables back. So hope you understand some basics about migrations in Laravel. We'll be seeing in depth about migrations in coming videos. And the next video will be about seeding in Laravel. So we'll be seeing how to add some default values. So we'll be having some values which are permanent for the project. Let's say some country names or currency names, etc. So if you're having some permanent values like that, we can use seeding in Laravel, and when we run the command, it will automatically add those values. So we'll be seeing that on next video. So if you haven't watched our previous videos, the previous videos was about routing, controllers, installation and setup of Laravel, etc. So you can go to the playlist or go to the description and watch those videos and hit the bell icon and stay subscribed, because we'll be posting more videos like this. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more such videos.